Hey guys, what's going on? Hermdo back with you. And we got to talk about this TCU UNC game, Bill Belichick's college coaching debut, and what an absolute unmitigated disaster it was. Now, Bill Belichick's reputation precedes itself. 6 Super Bowl championships as head coach, holds the most playoff coaching wins in NFL history, 31, and ranks among the all-time leaders in regular season wins and combined wins. Set records with 7 seasons of 13-plus wins, 16 straight 10-win seasons, 17 division titles, and 19 postseason berths. The guy is an absolute legend, one of the greatest to ever do it, if not the greatest to ever do it. It's absolutely insane, the career that Bill Belichick's had. And people aren't even that mad about him dating a 24-year-old. I mean, that's how great the guy is. He doesn't get canceled for that because his reputation precedes him. But this game was a disaster. Final score, TCU 48, UNC 14. Let's break it down a little bit. Bill Belichick's highly anticipated college coaching debut on September 1st, the Tar Heels jumped out to an early 7-0 lead, but the Horned Frogs responded with 41 unanswered points, ultimately dominating the game 48-14. Bud Clark opened the flow of domination with the first half pick six, and on the very first snap of the third quarter, Kevorian Barnes broke off an electrifying 75-yard touchdown run. The Horned Frogs' defense was relentless, forcing multiple turnovers, and he was scoring again on defense, including a fumble return for a touchdown. On offense, quarterback Josh Hoover put up solid numbers with 27 of 36 passing, 284 yards, and 2 touchdowns, while running back Kevorian Barnes rushed for 113 yards. Jordan Dwyer tallied 136 receiving yards and a touchdown. So these are some key stats here for TCU. 29 first downs, total yards 542 on 72 plays, rush yards 258 on 35 carries, pass yards 284, turnovers 1. Now, for UNC, 10 first downs, 222 total yards on 49 plays, 50 yards on 28 carries, 172 pass yards, and 3 turnovers. UNC's offense struggled mightily. Starting quarterback Gio Lopez got injured early and failed to complete a pass for over 2 hours. Backup Max Johnson did offer a glimmer of efficiency, going 9 for 11 with a touchdown, but also fumbled a handoff. The lopsided loss marks one of the worst debuts for Belichick ever. UNC allowed the most points in the season opener in program history and suffered its biggest opening loss, even surpassing a 47-second blowout to Buffalo in 2020. TCU amassed an obscene number of total yards, over 500, and consistently exploited UNC's poor execution and discipline. The dominant performance and ensuing blowout spoiled the excitement for Belichick's debut, even drawing commentary about broadcasters jinxing the moment is an inadvertent "they're bad" remark from Kurt Herbstreit went viral. Oh man, all the drama, baby. You never know what's going to happen. Bottom line, TCU utterly took over UNC's early promise, and Belichick's Tar Heels were overwhelmed at nearly every phase: offense, defense, discipline, and adjustment. This was Bill Belichick's coaching debut. It was just crap. I mean, it was so sloppy. It was just, a total mess. I don't know how to even describe it. It's kind of just bizarre watching a guy like Belichick get his ass handed to him like that. I don't know how surprising it really is. I don't know if people really were, counting on it to be this bad. But I did see this article from The Guardian and wanted to share it with you guys. From the beginning, Belichick looked out of place amid college football's pageantry. This is a sport of goofy traditions, rabid student sections, and grown men putting their mortgages in the hands of teenagers. Even Nick Saban, chief curmudgeon, would bow down to college football and its lunacy, flashing a smile during pregame interviews, knowing that every moment on camera was a chance to pull in another recruit. Belichick, standing on his vintage cutoff hoodie, was unwilling to play the game, sticking to the say-nothing persona that characterized his time in the pros. Let's see this little interview he did with Holly Rowe.
Weird statistic. It is 34 years to the day that you debuted as an NFL head coach, and now you're making your debut.
They both debuted. Him and Nick Saban both debuted in the Browns, with the Browns back in 91. I think that was 91. That's about 34 years ago. It's kind of crazy to see where their coaching careers took off from them. Saban never really made a mark in the NFL. He had the Miami Dolphins coaching job, but really couldn't get it done there. Then he transitioned, winning a natty in LSU in 2003, then moving on to Alabama. And we all know what he did at Alabama. It's absolutely insane, the success he's had. The greatest NFL coach, the greatest college football coach working on the same staff. It's kind of crazy to think about, but, that's That's just one of those things. It's one of those weird things about football, man. You never know where people are going to wind up. You never know where some of these guys are going to go.
You as a college football coach. What's going on inside you right now? Excitement, nerves? What does it feel like?
I hope it goes a lot better in the game against Dallas and Jimmy Johnson. They crushed us. So hope it goes better than that.
I know that you've got a great motto where you say practice execution becomes game reality. What have you seen this week in practice that you think your kids can execute tonight?
Well, hopefully we can do a good job with our fundamentals, ball security, and communication.
Tell me about the hoodie. I mean, had to be cut off sleeves, right?
Yeah, it's kind of my thing.
A really, really great interview there. Good stuff from Bill Belichick, baby. He just looks out of place here. I'm not taking anything from Bill Belichick. I mean, I talk a little bit of shit today. This was pretty bad. I mean, he just looked like he was totally not ready. You see some of these NFL guys, they come into, college football ranks, they get into the college football and they really, a guy like Jim Harbaugh, he came in from the San Francisco 49ers, and he had some success with Michigan before. I mean, obviously he had success like towards the end of his time at Michigan, whether you think that was legitimate or not, but you saw in some of those, the first few years at Michigan, he looked overwhelmed a lot, especially against top 5 opponents, especially against Ohio State. Urban Meyer just ran right through him. It was absolutely insane. But look at Urban Meyer transitioning to the NFL, taking the Jaguars job and just doing such a shitty job that he wound up getting fired. So some guys are made for college, some guys are made for the NFL, and Jim Harbaugh's one of the guys. He might be able to do both, have success at both levels, but he went through a lot of pain, a lot of controversy, a lot of bullshit. He had to, especially with the 49ers, his exit from the 49ers, his time in Michigan marked with controversy. One of those guys, Urban Meyer, a guy like legendary football coach at, Tim Tebow at Florida. They had Cardale Jones at Ohio State, and he was able to get a lot of success. I mean, 3 national titles. That's nothing to sneeze at, but he just couldn't do it in the NFL. So there's plenty of examples of this kind of stuff. But maybe he had nothing to say. Let's get into the article. Maybe Belichick knew with his roster humiliation was on the way. Make no mistake, this was a humbling loss in 511 NFL games. Belichick's defense has never conceded 48 points. It just took one game in college for his defense to fall apart. He was spared the indignity of conceding 50 points thanks only to TCU kneeling the ball on a goal-to-go situation rather than running up the score. This is how college goes. There's no warm-up, preseason exhibition games, or long training camp. And straight to prime time, Belichick and his roster were not ready for the lights. They just outplayed us. They outcoached us, and they were better than we were. That's all there is to it, Belichick said after the game. They did a lot more things right than we did. Give them credit for being a better team. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong. North Carolina turned the ball over 3 times. They gave up 542 total yards. They missed more tackles than the stat trackers could count in real time. They couldn't run the ball, convert on third downs, or hold TCU's explosive offense at bay. Kirk Herbstreit had to shoehorn his dog onto the broadcast to keep America engaged. Yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely insane considering, who Bill Belichick is, but I just don't think he's cut out for this stuff, man. I don't think he's cut out for it. Yeah, it's exciting. Bill Belichick, arguably the biggest coaching name, in modern football, coming to college and trying it out, especially for a team like UNC, who's more known as being a basketball school, but, nobody really, I mean, they've had some good teams. They've had some good players on the football team last few years, but, they're not like a world beater by any stretch of the imagination, but, it's a hard ask, it's a hard ask to go into college football. It's a totally different environment than NFL, I mean, it's really, people don't like really grasp that. I think some people just think the transition's easy to make. Maybe Bill Belichick thought the transition was easy to make, but it did not work out for him. But yeah, so we'll see what Bill Belichick and the UNC, University of North Carolina, let's see who's next on their schedule to do. They're playing Charlotte next week. So Charlotte, Richmond, UCF. They're playing Clemson on October 4th. That'll be interesting to see. I mean, TCU, they're a solid team. They're one of those teams that can, surprise every few years. But, Clemson, they're kind of on the down slope, especially since that loss to Notre Dame. But that'll be interesting to see, Bill Belichick going against Dabo Swinney. I think that'll be a fun watch. But that's all I got for you guys for right now. Just thought I'd recap that game because we got to talk about it. Bill Belichick getting his ass blown out. It's a rare thing to see. It's a rare thing to see. You almost want to like record that and save it for like future generations. But, that's how rare that kind of thing is. But that's it. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Please subscribe to Detroit Fan Forum, to subscribe to Hermdo. We got all sorts of good videos coming to you. More college football coverage coming up. All the rumors, all the controversies, the scores, in-depth analysis, all that fun stuff. But that's all I got. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.
I thought you said I was all right, Spider.
No, you ain't all right, Spidey. You got a lot of fucking problems.
No, I thought you said you were all right.